Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing some meal preps. It's Sunday. I gotta go to work at 3 o'clock, so I usually do my meal preps before I go to work or after I get home from work. So this is a highly requested video. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I use in my meal preps, how I do it, and basically that's it. So hopefully you enjoy the video, and if you do, give it a thumbs up. So here I have some ribs marinating, and this is going to be what I'm going to make for dinner. And then I have some turkey here, some cod, and then this is just some beef that I'm going to have for dinner tomorrow. Let's put that here. And also I have some pork sausage here for breakfast. And then some butternut squash zigzags. So here I have my ribs boiling because that'll be easy just to top it on top of the grill, and then it'll grill faster. And for my cod, I put it on the foil and I'm going to be baking it. See that? Just put it on top of that. And I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. This is just pure olive oil that I use. I don't use extra virgin olive oil when I cook. I usually use that when I have salads or marination. But in this case, we're going to be cooking this. We're going to bake the fish. So I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil on top of this to give it flavor and moisture. And a lot of people are afraid to use fats because it has a lot of calories. But when you're cutting, like me, I like to use really lean meats or fish, and I add my fats to it, so that way it cuts the caloric intake on that. And my favorite seasonings usually are the steak seasoning. And the Cajun seasoning. And I get these at Restaurant Depot, but you can get any seasonings you like. So I'm going to be using the steak and grill seasoning for the fish because this goes really good with it. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on top. And then I have the oven preheating at about 400 degrees. So I'm going to set this aside. And while that's boiling and that's preheating, I'm going to start on my ground turkey. Shout out to my sister for getting this apron. Always Mrs. Right. It's the best. Love it. Thanks, sis. So the oven is ready to go, and I'm going to be placing this into the oven at 400 degrees. So now I'm just going to bake that for about 14 to 15 minutes, and then check it to see if you like it that way. But if you want to add in more minutes, you can put it back in there for another 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so far all I added was some chopped up onions in there. And then you just let that cook until it turns brown. And then on the side here, I have some pancakes. Alright, so now the onions are a little translucent and you can start to smell it. You want to add in your turkey. It's not quite defrosted all the way, so I'm just going to break up the parts that are. And then I'm gonna be adding some salt. And the salt just basically makes your food sweat so it cooks a little faster. Now my cod looks good, so I'll just take that out. And then I also have some eggplants here. I'll show you. Chopped up some eggplants. And then we're going to also be cooking some broccoli. These are my fave. I got this at Costco. Okay, so now I'm gonna season it with cayenne pepper, turmeric, that is that. Okay, so now I am prepping the pork sausage, and this is going to be one of the meals for meal preps. And then I've already taken out the pork ribs. So it's boiled, seasoned it, and I'm just gonna put this on top of the grill. So this will be our dinner for tonight. And then also I've already pre-portioned out the pork, well actually the turkey, sorry, ground turkey here. And my cod with some spaghetti squash I had in the fridge. I have some fried rice here for Mike. And that's basically it. Just want to cook this up. And then I have my veggies here already chopped up, and I'm just going to grill this as well. I usually like to add spinach in here, but I don't have any spinach. I forgot to get some when I went to the store, so I'm just going to cook that. And I'm going to be adding in some egg whites. Again, that's going to be another trick when you're cutting, since this is high in calories, high in fat meal. I'm adding in the egg whites to add in more protein but not compensate for the fats or the calorie intake. Okay, so now I have my grill going here. I'm going to spray it with some coconut oil. And then I'm just going to grill my veggies. This is some eggplants my dad gave me from his garden. So it's fresh and organic. You just want to put that on there and just grill that. And I'm just going to spray with a little bit of this. To give it a little bit of flavor. And again, adding a little bit of salt to make your veggies sweat so it cooks evenly and faster. So I cooked some white rice in here and I added a little bit of quinoa. So that'll be some carbs that we have as well. Okay, so now you can see that the pork sausage is completely browned. Now this would be a perfect time to add in your veggies. But since I'm cooking my veggies separately, I'm not going to add that in. And then I'm going to throw in the egg whites. And you just let that cook for a little bit. And I season my eggplants with some Cajun seasoning to give it a little bit of boost. And you can see it's like coming out really well. And then I've already added in the carbs for Mike's. It's about half a cup in there. And the best thing to do is when you're weighing in your foods, you always want to weigh it in. And then when you're weighing your foods or your proteins, you always want to weigh it when it's raw, because that is going to be the actual amount of ounces that you're going to be eating, not what it's cooked, because when you cook it, it shrinks up and it shrivels. So basically all that water is going to be gone. But that's the best way to do it, is if you're weighing it, if you have the opportunity to weigh it raw. But if not, then you can just weigh it cooked, but it's not going to be the accurate amount. So just remember that. And this is how I like my eggplants grilled. So that's good right there. Turn it off. And I'm going to let it cool off a little bit before I put it in our containers. Okay, so now I'm going to be grilling the broccolis. And you want to do the same thing that what I did with the eggplants. I'm just going to add in my coconut spray. And just spraying it up with a little bit of butter again. And for this, I like to use garlic seasoning. So what I'm going to be adding is the Mrs. Dash garlic and herb seasoning with that. So let me add my salt first. And then sprinkle this on top. I'm also multitasking and cooking breakfast at the same time. So that is for Mike. Okay, so now that is done. What I'm going to be doing now is creating the recipes and then putting it onto my MyFitnessPal. And then I like to save these to the end so I can just scan it in. And it asks what your serving size is. And the serving size for this is, let's see, so there's 2 ounces per serving size. So I use 6 servings of that, because that's what it said here. So imagine if you're eating about 6 servings, like the whole thing, that would be about 1,080 calories. It's crazy. So I'm adding that on there, and then I'm gonna add the egg whites. And that's about it. So for one serving, that would be about 197 calories, 15 fats, 1 carb, and 13.3 grams of protein. So that would be one meal. So I'm going to save that and log it in. And that's it. So that way you have all your meals in here and it's easier for you to track because you know what you're putting in there.